Jato Sonita, also known as the Forest Girl, is a super talented 16-year-old singer in Cameroon that hails from Donga Mantung Division in the Northwest region. She's the leader of the Forest Children Band. The band is an environmental and cultural group of young talented children that sought refuge in the forest due to socio-political crises. And they started singing, dancing and storytelling as a way of relieving themselves from the trauma that had led them there, and also to make their voices heard. She joins me today. Welcome, Jato. Jato, as we're experiencing some internet issues, no surprise by your location, let's get straight into the questions.
Hello.
Hello. Jato, you're an incredible artist sharing an important message, and the Forest Children Ndoro, which means celebrate in Mancon vernacular, has received over 68,000 views on YouTube in just 6 months. How does it feel as an artist to see your work gaining such momentum?
Thank you very much for that question. First of all, I'd like to note that the meaning of Ndoro means celebrate, and it was a song done by the Forest Children because some months back, the fun of Mancon was missing. As we say it, when the fun passes away, we say he is missing. So at that point, the people of Mancon felt like there was no hope. They felt like everything had come to an end. But then we had a new fun, and that was a song to tell them that despite the fact that the old fun was one of the best things that ever happened to Mancon, but the new fun is there to continue what he had started, and we should celebrate him. And that is why we did the song for the people of Mancon, to celebrate their culture and also the birth of a new king. And also it gave me a very beautiful feeling when I understood that my community appreciates what we do and has it and considers us to be valuable to them. And so I want to have more opportunities to bring out our cultures and preach them to the world and make our cultures heard worldwide. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, really, really beautiful. What a lovely reason. So, Jato, that's incredible. And as mentioned, they became known as the Forest Girl after seeking refuge in the forest due to the socio-political crises that led to disruption and destruction of schools and other properties. Tell us more about that journey.
Thank you again. Well, the Forest Children is a group of children who came together as a result of the socio-political crisis in the northwest and southwest region of Cameroon, which has been ongoing for some years now, beginning in 2016 and got intense in 2019, where there was massive killing and destruction of properties. There was loss of lives, families, destruction and separation of families. And during that period, we felt like the only place we could seek refuge in was the forest. We ran into the forest to seek refuge, and we met other people from other communities who were also seeking refuge in that same forest. And during our stay in the forest, we had to indulge in some activities like drama, comedy, music, dancing, and other things that could keep us entertained and make us forget about our sorrows and us forget about the family members we've lost or the properties our parents had lost and the amount of heartbreaking stories of families that were separated. And after that, we decided to start doing some songs. And all of a sudden, we had this coach of ours who always came and played the guitar for us, encouraged us to be strong. And sometime he posted our videos online, and we had a very beautiful reaction from the press. And from there, we felt like we could use that influence that our community has given us, or the voice that the media has given us, to preach the values of our cultures and also to tell our stories of how we originated from the forest and also the values of that forest that saves our life, because the forest provided us with food, shelter, and a home at the points where we knew that we couldn't survive. And so till date, we the Forest Children have decided that we will represent the forest wherever we go and wherever we stand. That is why we will always dress in the attires you see us in, which are the leaves, because we are products of the forest. Thank you very much.
Wow, Jato, that's given me goosebumps. The story, the journey that you've been on, and everything that you've gone through, and the beauty that's come out of it. I suppose the return to drama and arts and culture, and how much you've embraced it, and taken that on board, and watching something that is so violent and so hard, to see something beautiful come out of that is really incredible. You featured actually, as a result, on the 2022 African theme song that included international artists from South Africa, Zimbabwe, Ghana, Tanzania, and Kenya. And your work has caught the attention of international artists like Beyonce, Fally Ipupa, and Two-Face Adibe. How does that feel?
Thank you very much for that question. Actually, I felt really, really happy when I got the call saying I was going to feature on an international song with other artists from different countries, because I never expected what I was doing in the forest to go that far, to the level where I get recognition internationally and even in my home country. And to me, it was a very big privilege. it's it was like a dream come true to me, and I really appreciate the efforts of my community, my family, friends, followers, management, and fans on the way they promote, push myself and the forest children in everything we do. They encourage us to keep doing what we do, and if not for their support, I don't know if it would have been possible for us to make it to the level in which we are today. So I am grateful, and I pray that more better opportunities come in future. Thank you.
Oh, amazing. And what something so beautiful to blossom out of the forest and come out to the rest of the world so that we get to experience it as well, which is incredible. So, we've talked about your music, which is clearly getting global recognition. But besides your music, you're an excellent public speaker, an actress, a dancer. You're highly involved in community and humanitarian activities, especially related to environmental protection and also the fight against climate change. What can you tell us about your work in this area?
We've been invited to schools, hospitals, and public events to talk about the forest and our experience in the forest. We've also taken part in the Munich Security Conference, where we had to talk about our experience and how to survive in conflict zones. We were also invited for the Peace Con, where we had to talk about the protection of the forest and the problems of the forest. And we also took part in the Congo Basin Conclave under the US Embassy, where we were invited into Congo Kinshasa to talk about the possible ways in which we could fight climate change and protect our Congo Basin. And since then, I've been having some organizations that have been popping up to ask for collaborations on how to protect our forest and sensitize the public about the importance of the forest. We've also organized some climate misinformation contests where people were invited to talk about the importance of forests and how climate misinformation has impacted our society. And we are also seeing the possibilities where we can be able to plant 100 trees in each of the 10 regions of Cameroon in the nearest future, if we have financial means or the sponsors to help us with those projects. And basically, that's how far we've gone. Thank you.
Amazing. And again, it's so important that you share your story and you're able to, as you said, sensitize people to the experiences you've had. And so being able to go into the schools and community and make people aware of that, I think is really incredibly important. And also, sharing the climate misinformation, because there is so much out there, and people need to make sure they're educated because we only have one planet. Jato, you've also won multiple awards for the incredible work that you're doing, including a Global Youth Award for Environmental Leadership at the Global Youth Awards last year, in November, where we also played one of your songs. How does it feel receiving international recognition, and how does that motivate you?
Ah, Thank you very much for that question. And so, me, I feel very much happy knowing that I am recognized or I have a say in what happens in our present society, and I'm being given the chance to express myself using my art to talk about my cultural values and also preach about the importance of the forest and my environment. And I really wish that more opportunities come in future, and maybe next year in the if God permits, or if I am chanced, I'll be able to perform live during the award ceremony, because this year I wasn't able to make it for the award ceremony. And I wish that next year I am chanced to be able to come and tell my story to everyone out. I want the opportunity to tell my story to everyone who has ever watched me and looked up to me. I want to let them know my difficulties and how I got through them. I want to tell them to light their fires, as I always tell myself, and keep it burning. And I pray that opportunities like this keep coming up, so that we, the forest children, will have the chance to talk about the forest, its values, and how to protect it. Thank you.
That's so beautiful, Jato. And if there's a way that we can get you in person at the awards, believe me, I will make a way to see if we can make that happen. So let's work towards that. And if anybody watching the interview feels that they're in a position to help support that by sponsorship or funding, we would really love to hear from you so that we can make that happen. So we've got that goal in mind. And so far, you've released 4 official singles: Light Your Fire, Warara, Suffer Pickin, and Adoro. And your first album, titled Forest Mystery, is scheduled to be released by the end of 2025. What other plans have you got, Jato, in the pipeline?
The Forest Mystery, which is my first album, is to be released before the end of 2025, and our plans begin from this month, because the 21st of this month is going to be the International Day of Forest, and we, the forest children, have listed a few activities which we'll be wanting to do on that day. For example, we will be visiting a school where we'll be donating 50 fruit trees, since the theme of this year is forest and food. So we are going to be donating 50 fruit trees to schools, to a particular school, so that it can provide fruits and food in the future for the students and the community. And we also have a celebration here in the forest, where we'll be inviting all the people in our community, and all the forest children will gather around. We are going to have a giant celebration in the forest. We are also going to be releasing a song titled Plant a Tree, which is one of my first official songs on my career as an environmentalist. We are going to also be organizing a competition where people will come and give us their impressions about the forest and how it could be protected. This competition will have prizes from the first to the third person. We will be giving the first position a sum of 100,000, second a sum of 50,000, third and a sum of 30,000. And this competition is aimed at sensitizing our community and people worldwide about the importance of forests and how we can conserve them. Thank you very much for that question.
But thank you so much to Jato and to all of the forest children for the amazing work that you're doing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. I only wish that I was chance to have this interview directly with you, and I'm looking forward to making it to the UK in future to have a live session with everyone and tell them my story. Thank you.
I always think the harder it is to tell a story, the more important it is for a story to be told. So thank you so much for persevering with the chops and changes as we make magic happen in editing, so that we can help Jato tell what is a really, really important story. If anybody would like to support the work that she's doing, is interested in helping to get her over for the awards in November 2025, we would really love to hear from you, so that you can support everything that they're working on. Thanks so much for tuning in today and supporting the amazing causes for AwareNow.